In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a project template in Tana with pre-scheduled tasks that are driven by a particular event date. And first I'm going to show you one that I have already in my system, and then I'm just going to build a simple one so you can see how it works. Now, it's important to note that you don't just need Tana to do this. You also need my Tana for Tasks 2 template, or you need to have built something similar yourself. It's certainly, you don't have to have the template, but the template gives you the framework to be able to do it without additional building. You can build on top of the template. This kind of tool that we're going to look at is what I call a productivity bridge. In other words, we are bridging over the more complex startup work, the kind of work that gets you stuck, the kind of work that puts a bunch of friction in the system. It's an important point of my action-powered productivity approach, that we bridge over the stuff that makes us not want to take action. And so by creating a project template, that template serves as a bridge. Each time I approach this work, I'm going to show you how to build a simple newsletter. Each time I approach that newsletter, I don't have to create it from scratch. I can bridge over the simple work. So first of all, I have my weekend upgrade newsletter that goes out every 2 weeks. So I have a super tag in Tana that's set up called weekend upgrade. And because I have Tana for Tasks 2, or I have my version of it in my own workspace, I already have this set up so that when I open this up here, we'll call this weekend upgrade 39. I think that's the next one. And when I have this in here, I already have a little field called template tasks, and within that, there are a few tasks that are set up to be scheduled. They have these offsets here, and these offsets allow me to just create a particular date that this upgrade is going to come out, and then 9 days before that, I'll get a task created to set the topic, and 4 days before, I'll get one that says the weekend upgrade is outlined, and 3 days before, I'll be reminded to post on Twitter about it, and so forth. So if I say, hey, you know what, this one I want to come out, I've already got the next one scheduled, so let's move this one out to July 14th, let's say. And then I click this. Now all of these are going to be set up and scheduled with one click, and you'll see, and all of this is part of my Tana for Tasks 2. You can see all of those are now on the calendar. They're ready to go. They'll show up in my agenda on the correct days. So I'll be able to, I can move them around if I say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be around on Wednesday. I should set this topic on Tuesday. Or Wednesday comes and says, oh man, I got a ton of stuff to do. Let's slide it to Friday. I can do that, and it will move automatically into the correct slots on my agenda. And all of that happens because I have the structure pre-built to do that. So I mentioned, that I can do this build this from scratch for you here. Let me set this up in the calendar view here of a demo graph. So I don't have a weekend upgrade set up here. If I want to build this from scratch, all I have to do is set up a new one. So again, I'm in another space here, another workspace. So the one I just used doesn't exist. I can create that, and when I do that, I'm going to configure it so that it extends project template. Again, this is part of Tana for Tasks 2. That's why it says T4T2. That's what it stands for. So that isn't natively in Tana. You can certainly build your own version, but this is built on top of my Tana for Tasks 2 template. Okay, which I'll include at the end. You can learn how to do that. And you can also learn how to join Cohort 9 of AP Productivity, where I show you how to build all kinds of productivity bridges that go over templates and recurring tasks and the kind of things that make startup work easier. But so I will go into my scheduled tasks here. And I want to do this in the template. So notice I'm in the template. I'm not in the individual instance over here. I'm over on the right side of the screen in the template, because I want every weekend upgrade that I create to come along with these. This is set up so everything underneath here is already set up with a day offset. So I'll say, set the topic is one, and then we'll say, make sure first draft or outline, we'll say. Outline is complete. And post on Twitter, and then make sure draft is complete. And of course, I would probably write these a little bit longer, but for the sake of the demo, I'll do it this way. And then polish and post upgrade. And now all of these have, because they have that day offset super tag, let me slide this over so we can see, they have the ability to set this up. So I say, oh, I want to do this 9 days before the launch. I want to do this 4. I want to do this 3. I want to do this 2. And then the day of, I want to polish and post. Okay? So now all of that is set up. And you'll see when we come over here to the right side of the screen, or left side rather, that this will all be set up in here because we just created it. So all of those are now ready to go. We'll call this Weekend Upgrade 39. And then I will choose a reference date. We'll do the same thing here. Actually, let's pick a different date so you can kind of see it. We'll say that it's going to be August 18th. And now when I click on this, all of these dates will be set correctly. And they will show up, as you can see, on our dashboard here in August. So that's automatically showing up as being on the 9th. You'll see the date that we said it was going to be released is the 18th. We can slide them around. We can do whatever we want. I can go to the agenda here for, what did I just put that on, the 8th of August? If I go to my agenda for the 8th of August, you will see that it is already there waiting for me. Not that I'm going to arrive at that agenda before the 7th of August, but it gives me the opportunity to do that. And all of that is because I have a template, in this case Tana for Tasks 2, set up underneath it. I can easily extend that project template to create the weekend update. I can easily create these proto tasks with the date offsets so that they can, with one button, be turned into tasks once I've set the reference date for that. This works for newsletters. It works for all kinds of projects where you have a repeatable way or a predictable way that the dates will line up. So I strongly encourage you to look for opportunities to do this. Even if you're not a person who uses Tana, recognizing these kind of recurring structures and building out, automated ways to capture what dates things need to happen in order for the recurrent project to be executed the way you want it to be executed is a critical part of the action-powered productivity approach, and can save you an extraordinary amount of time and ensure that you're more likely to get things done at all because it's taken away that friction at the beginning and bridged over and right into the middle of the work. It literally takes me 20 seconds to set up the tasks for my weekend upgrade. I have a recurring task that reminds me to do it. I set it up in 20 seconds, and then I forget about it until Wednesday comes and it's time to set the topic for the one that's coming up in 9 days. What if you could be 25% more productive in 6 weeks? You could get 25% more work done, or spend 2 more hours with your family every day. However you use that freed up time and effort, double-digit productivity gains can change your life. Now, what's wild is that 25% is pretty easy for most of us, and it comes down to building what I call bridges. A productivity bridge is an action you take now to increase the speed, accuracy, or quality of a future task. A bridge can be as simple as a keyboard shortcut or a text expansion, or as complex as a set of templates. But the principle is the same. A bridge drastically reduces the time and effort required for your work. The cumulative effect of many different bridges will create immediate leaps in productivity. Now, my Tana template, Tana for Tasks 2, is itself a bridge, simplifying task and project management overall. So if you use Tana, Tana for Tasks 2 can itself be a bridge that helps you build your own bridges. And Cohort 9 of my flagship product, Applied Action-Powered Productivity, provides a comprehensive look at dozens of productivity bridges with practical approaches that anyone can use. If you want to start your work with half of it done already, join us in Cohort 9. We'll use Tana, Typinator, Keyboard Maestro, and all kinds of other tools on Mac and Windows and other devices to build the bridges that will make your life easier.